Hi, I'm Anna and welcome to the official Tombow ABT PRO step-by-step guide. In this video, we'll cover the basics of working with alcohol markers. We'll explore different techniques and I'll share with you some of my favorite tips and tricks on how to create expressive artwork. We'll talk about which paper to choose, how to mix colors beautifully, the ways to use Blender and outlines. So, you'll have a great overview of what you can actually do with markers and apply it to your own projects. Alright, let's get started. So what exactly means alcohol-based marker? Well, it means that inks in this marker has been mixed with alcohol, so you can use some exciting techniques, like blending without water. Please note that it's better to work on specific paper, like Bristol paper. The thing is, such markers bleed through the page, which means you should put additional sheet of paper or two underneath your working one. It helps to protect the table, cloth, or any other working surface. Also, it's very important to always store markers horizontally. Please keep that in mind. ABT PRO has two tips. The first one is a chisel tip, and I think it's the best one I ever tried because the variety of lines is fantastic. Let's try it. But please don't keep the tip too long at the end of the line. It makes this kind of blobs we don't need. Right. Now let's turn it 45 degrees. And once again, you can see how the line changes. You can achieve really fine lines with a chisel tip. Here are some fun exercises to help you master this tip. This one is great for circular shapes. So the second tip is very fine elastic brush tip. You can create variety of lines thanks to the quality texture and dynamics. This tip is also perfect for blending. The slow ink flow allows to create detailed artwork and very fine blending. You can try the different textures. What I love most is the ergonomic shape of the marker. It feels like I am painting with a real brush. And this feeling is really important to me. I suggest you fill a few sheets of paper with these fun exercises just to get the feeling of the marker. The tip is very elastic, so you can try different mark making. You can change the angle and direction. One of the most common mistakes is to try and fill a form starting from the middle. Let me show you. We have some form and start filling it in the middle without any logic. We don't want to have this chaotic effect. It looks messy and not smooth at all. You can see it right here. Instead, try to use longer brush strokes, like this. There is still some place left, so just fill it with a long stroke too. And now let's explore how to blend colors. You can do it like this, by lifting up the tip. First stroke, second one, and so on. Or you can achieve the perfect smooth texture without lifting up the tip. Like this. Try to fill the shape with long, uninterrupted lines. So you have a beautiful, smooth color. That's right. Now, let's blend three colors together. But how to pick them? I picked these colors using the color wheel from Tombow website. It's a great helper to find suitable colors. You can see the whole palette here, warm and cold grays, and other colors too. So it's always better to pick the colors that are close to each other instead of just picking random ones. So colors that are close will always be a great partner for blending. We are working from light to dark. So I start with the lightest color. Then, till it's still wet, I add another one. And blend it with the lightest one again. Don't forget, we should work quickly till the inks are still wet. I repeat the steps with a darker color. And now we blend the middle tone. And we already have a beautiful gradient. It will be even smoother when it's dry. Let me show you a quick example of how just 3 colors can create a convincing 3D illustration. I draw outline with ink liner. No, just a cube. And imagine we have a light source somewhere here, right? And what about outlines? There are a few options, like a permanent ink marker. Don't forget to wait till it's dry. Or a hard pencil for very sharp lines, like this. Or a smooth one for texture. Note how I'm holding it. It's very important to work with the side of the pencil, like so. Here's a fashion sketch I did with permanent ink. It is dry already, and it means I can easily paint over it with marker. So I can add some interesting and sketchy details, like shadows and even some patterns. Another way is to use pencils. The first butterfly is done with a pencil, so I define small elements, shadows and texture, and only then I added some alcohol marker on top. I use different pencils for outlines and for shadows. Another way is to draw with a marker first and then apply ink liner on top. And what is blender? In fact, it's a normal marker filled with alcohol, but without any pigment. So you can brighten up and lift up colors with it and experiment. I use it to fix mistakes. For example, I've added false shadow here and I want to remove it. So I use blender to put some alcohol on it. It takes some time, but in a few minutes it will disappear. You can repeat the steps if the color is very bright. Now I'm applying what we've learned on this vintage-inspired flower. I'll be using few colors for blending, and we'll start with the lightest one. And then we'll step by step apply the darker red and blend it again. I will repeat these steps several times. It's time for another color, and then I will blend it again. That's it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video and now feel inspired to create your own artworks. If you do, please share your art on Instagram using hashtag #TomboABT PRO. Thanks again and happy creating!